Hi everybody, I'm back. How about that, huh? Okay, I haven't given up on anything. I had to, there was some internal processing being done. But now that I've got that out of the way, I'm going to get back into the groove here, okay? And I'll explain that right after a word from my artificial intelligence sponsor. All right, I'll be right back.
Hello, and welcome to the Matrix Game of Life. It is the generosity of viewers like you that makes this channel possible. If you find the information provided as being beneficial, please send a thank you gift. It will be much appreciated. A PayPal link can be found in the description section of all videos. May your Matrix experience be one of health and of prosperity.
Man, I can tell I'm out of practice. This is my second attempt at this video. I got about 15 minutes into it and I realized that my microphone wasn't on. Airhead, duh. But anyhow, we'll just start again. Okay, again, I apologize for my long absence. Please don't take any offense by it. As I said, I had some information that I had remembered and that I had to process, and I had to put it together and look at it and use it as a check against everything else that I've said in all my prior videos to see if it stood up to scrutiny. And, excuse me, and for the most part, I was satisfied. There may have been some things I said in prior videos that I could have said a little bit better, but that's here nor there. Water under the bridge. Now, we're going to start a new level. Level 3. We're going to go into things that are a little bit deeper and a bit more complex. Although in the end, at least as far as what I've assimilated and digested over the past year, when I look at it all as complex and as deep as it sounds, it's actually all pretty simple. I've mentioned in other videos that one of the hallmarks of being a human, an earthling, is that we like to take simple things and complicate them. It reminds me of Occam's razor, or whatever that's called. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where it states that the simplest explanation is probably the correct one. However, most of us don't like simplicity, not by choice, but I believe by nature. It's part of the nature of being in this, for lack of a better term, this third dimensional reality, where things are Never very simple. You know, it's a pain just for me to figure out my finances. What exists of them anyhow? Okay, anyhow. We're going on to level 3. Now you'll see in this video and in all the ones that follow in level 3 that they're going to be marked level 3. And I'm going to start with level 3 video 01 plus the title, whatever I decided to entitle this video. Usually I know beforehand what I'm going to title it, but I thought I'd make this video here. This is going to be a shorter video, just to introduce myself back and to make it known to you folks out there that we're moving on to a new level and to expect it. Now, if you didn't grasp anything in level 2, the level 2 videos, you might find yourself hard-pressed to make the listening and the comprehension of the videos on level 3 a bit challenging. That's not to say you can't do it. I just wish that I was that brilliant of an instructor. But I can't grade myself there. I just accept things for what they are and take them as life flows at us. But getting back to level 3, I'm going to begin by talking about cycles. In fact, that would be a good title for this video. I have to keep that in mind here. I want to begin by talking about cycles. Now, what do I mean by a cycle? And these comments are limited right now when I talk about cycles to what we call the physical universe. I'm not talking about what's beyond the realm of matter, space, and time. The physical universe. Everything in the universe cycles. The universe itself is cyclic. A universe is born, so to speak. It ages due to the laws of the first and second laws of thermodynamics. I'm not going to get into that. You can research that on your own. And it dies, so to speak. And then, eventually, another universe comes into existence. There's quite a story behind this. That's what these level 3 teachings are going to get into, and then some. Now, a good example of this would be like your skin cells. Your skin cells cycle. You grow a skin cell, it sticks around for a while, it withers up, it dies, and you got to shower them off. That's the cycle of a skin cell. Inside the cell, the DNA of the nucleus and all the little organelles that make up a cell, they cycle. They come into existence. The DNA directs the growth of a skin cell. The organelles carry out the instructions, and we have skin. So even the DNA comes into existence, prompted by other mechanisms in our body. But it too ages and passes away over time. The molecules, the peptides, the atoms that make up the construction of our DNA strands, they cycle. The atom itself cycles. So from the smallest to the largest, I'll say the atom, the earth, the flora and the fauna, our bodies, the solar system, the galaxy, the cluster of galaxies, the clusters of galaxies, etc., etc., from the most minute to the most stupendously large. Everything cycles, everything. And we're going to be talking quite a bit about this and how it fits in to even a bigger picture. We're going to be talking about source in a more expanded way. We're going to be talking about space in a more expanded way. I'm just talking about space, not anything in space. Space itself. Dark space. No light whatsoever. No luminaries. Space. We're going to be talking about all these things. Now, like I said, this is going to be a short video, but in preparation for this video on cycles, there are 2 words that would help you a ton if you would research, do your own research. Although I'll be covering it, it will help you to understand, comprehend more deeply what it is I'm going to say about cycles. 2 words. The first word, and I believe these are Sanskrit words. They're ancient words. Ancient words. The first word is pralaya, spelled Pralaya. Pralaya. The second word is Manvantara, spelled M-A-N-T. I'm so bad at spelling. Let me start that again. Manvantara. M-A-N-V-A-N-T-A-R-A. All right. Pralaya and Manvantara. These are words that are used to they're both concepts. A pralaya and a manvantara are both concepts, so to speak, that measure what can be measured and also what cannot be measured as it regards time and time less. I don't want to confuse you anymore than that. Do some research. We're going to talk about it when I talk about cycles. So, that about wraps it up for this video. We're going to level 3, more comprehensive, deeper. Took me a year to get to it. I mean, I put the work in, if you want to call it work. The information comes free of charge. Assimilating it, digesting it, and grasping it is a whole nother issue. So I've been gone for almost a year. Level 3. Level 3 videos. And I'll just remind you, if I already did, but it's worth repeating, that if you've grasped some of the things that I tried to get across in level 2, level 3 won't be that hard for you. Just like level 2 shouldn't have been that difficult if you grasped some of the things that I was trying to get across in level 1 when I talked about the bare bones matrix game of life. That was pretty general. And it represented things that I went on to in level 2, which itself represents things that we're going to be getting into in level 3. That's what's called, they're scalar. They're all built upon one another. Just like, and I'll get religious here, but being an old enthusiastic Bible studier, which I haven't done in quite a while, but I haven't forgot it either. It's been said, and it's true, that the Old Testament reveals the New Testament, and the New Testament reveals the Old Testament. They're scalar teachings. They work hand in hand. One is incomplete without the other. Just like death defines life, and life defines death. Pure duality, but you can't have the one without the other. I'll throw in a little side note here. I've said this before. No experience, be it subjective or objective, could exist without duality. Duality is necessary for existence as we know it. So duality isn't necessarily bad, although there was and there is a state beyond duality. That's hard to conceive. I mean, give it a little bit of thought. Try to think of anything. Go into your deepest imagination and try to think of anything that exists that doesn't have an opposite. Love and hate, good and evil, right and wrong, up and down, left and right, hot and cold. The examples are innumerable. So duality isn't necessarily a bad thing, although it is responsible for a lot of chaos. That's another story. And it does play into where we're going in level 3. So I'm going to end up with that, and remember, Pralaya and Manvantara. Put in a little work. I'm not even going to give you a hint as to where you should try to look for those words. Google them. See where it takes you. Other than that, it's nice to be back. I hope you all come back. It's going to get good. Better than it's been. And I'm glad that you're here. I really am. This is my passion. What we call spirituality and the unknown and anything esoteric, mystical, has been a passion of mine since I was a very young man, even a little kid in some respects. Not that I understood, I didn't even understand what I was interested in. I didn't know words like mystical and esoteric and things like that. Those things didn't come into my vocabulary till far later in life. But they came. When the time was right, they showed up. Each of us, when our consciousness has expanded somewhat so that it's able to handle what we would call an expanded mind, for lack of a better word. When we're ready, things come. Sometimes when we're not looking for them, but more often, way more often, when we are. I know people that will ask me a question, they'll like test me. And I answer them from my knowledge base. I try not to make it from what I believe, because to know something is far better than believing it. Although knowing, it's tied to belief. Everything works together. But anyhow, people ask me questions and I'll answer them. And they think I'm a madman. Maybe I am. I don't care. I don't think that I am. Hell, if I am, I'm in good company. Look at all the saints and the martyrs and the gurus and the ancients, and not many people are interested in things that we're talking about. But if you're here, you are. I can't think of anything else to be interested in. When I was a younger man, here it is, Super Bowl Sunday, today. What is it? February 2nd, Sunday the 12th, 2023. Super Bowl Sunday. When I was a young man, that was very important to me. I was a big Steeler fan, Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, not so much. Will I watch the game tonight? Yeah. Better than watching the news. If you watch network news, this world's getting absolutely crazy. It is. But it's okay. Everything is perfect right now. It's not what it's going to be, but it's exactly the way it has to be to get us to where we're going. I believe that. All right, enough said. Shorter video here for a change, and remember, Pralaya, Manvantara, cycles, we're going to get into it in the next video. Until then, enjoy yourselves as best you can. I'll see you later on. Bye.